Hello! I hope you can hear me. I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'm hoping that in a few seconds someone will let me know that you can hear me. So please do. You're having a sherry, wonderful. And a pale ale, fantastic. I'm having, and I cannot remember what it's called, it's not Palinka, it's another little Romanian aperitif made by my friend's dad. And it's very tasty. And look at the cute little cup. Hi all. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining me. How are we all doing? I released a new single today. These Frightening Machines. It's not called These Frightening Machines, it's called Frightening Machines. And yeah, came out today. So I hope you've listened to it. And if you haven't, we're going to watch the video premiere together in about half an hour. But I really enjoyed chatting to you all last time before the match's video premiere, so I thought we could do it again. So if you have any particular questions, or either about the new single, or about the album, or about music in general, preferably not too many difficult general knowledge questions, that'd be great, let me know. Thank you, Lynn, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Hello everyone. Think Floyd about to come on stage. Well, better run, I don't want to interrupt their performance. Thank you, Phil. Oh, thanks, Lawrence. I'm really glad that you bought it. That's very, very nice of you. It is now on Bandcamp. The video was filmed in Porthcawl in South Wales. And you will see we had some weather while we were down there. We'd originally gone to another place nearby, but we settled on Porthcawl because it felt suitably, the beach was just quite desolate. And because of the wind and rain, you can't see much of it in the video, but I promise it was there. It just suited the vibe of the song, so we went there. We actually started the day with having an ice cream. It was really warm when we got there, and then very quickly descended into winter. And yeah, but it was very beautiful. Why did I release it on a Thursday? I'm not sure. It just felt like the right day to do it. Nice to have something in time for the weekend, I suppose. Oh, thank you, Richard. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, George. Yes, looking forward to playing it with you. I should say, George plays with me. We have a gig in Barrow next week. It's my last gig of the year, playing in a library, which is just my dream place to play. And there are some tickets left for that. I've got Yashika Coolwell supporting as well. But that's my last gig of the year, Barrow in Furness. It's an afternoon gig, so you can be home in time for Countryfile. But please get your tickets and come along to that. It's all for a good cause as well. Which artist do I feel like I draw from the channel? All sorts, you know, I think. I mean, certainly artists like Nick Drake and Joni Mitchell, they were some very initial inspirations. But then more recently, I've always listened to a lot of Radiohead. I love the creativity of their production, and quite a modern band called Alt J, who I just think are really interesting. Yeah, I don't know, all sorts. I think it's not no particular artist. You just hear a song or a lyric or a sound on something and you want to replicate it. So that can happen in all genres. But yeah, what we're doing. Yep, George will be joining me on next tour. So that's, yeah, tickets on sale for that. It's selling really well. A couple of days I think are already like over 80% sold, which is amazing. So grab your tickets for that. Who would I like to support? I suppose as a Brummie, I would love to support Robert Plant. That would be amazing. Yeah, someone like that would be incredible, I think. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but come on, do it for the Brummies, Robert, do it for us. A gear shift since Daybreaker. Yeah, I mean, I think as an artist, I think it's always good to be changing and developing your sound, personally. I don't think it's ever intentional. It's just as people, you change all the time, and so I think it's only natural that your music changes as well. I've been working with a new producer on Daybreaker. It's the same guy, Rob Ellis, who I've recorded the new album with. So I suppose he's brought his own flavour to the album as well, which will feel like a gear shift in some ways. But I think I just don't feel the need to do the same thing. It'll always sound like me because it's always going to be my voice and my songwriting. But I think it's really nice to change everything else that's happening around it. It's just a natural thing. I think I'm impressed when artists do make albums that all sound very similar. But yeah, I quite like a little shifting gears from time to time. I'll see you in Liverpool, Lynn. I'd love to come to the south of France. I am hoping to do some European dates next year, but the best thing you can do is spread the word. If there's a local venue to you or a festival, please tell them about me, and then maybe we can try and make it happen. Where are we at? Robert Plant is a legend. It's very true. I'll see you in Manchester. Touring with Suzanne Vega was amazing. Yeah, it was quite inspirational. I had a moment sitting on the last night at the Albert Hall watching her play to like a pretty much sold out Albert Hall. And yeah, it certainly gave me something to aim for one day. But she's just such a consummate professional. Her stage patter, the way she kind of works the audience. Yeah, it was pretty inspiring. And it was a great tour because all the venues are beautiful and the crowds were so nice. If you were there, thank you very much, because it was just, the whole thing was just a pleasure. Really, really enjoyed it. Every night was just, I felt really jammy, to be honest. It didn't feel like work, put it that way. It just felt like a really nice tour. Did I get the bends when I went to see Radiohead live? I did not get the bends. I did get very overexcited though, which I suppose feels a little bit like that. Have I noticed an increase of interest in music since touring with Suzanne? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's wonderful when an artist like Suzanne Vega, who's selling out such big venues, has a support on and takes an artist like me under their wing for their tour, because it's an opportunity that you don't get as an artist very often, being able to step out on those stages in front of those audiences. So it was definitely beneficial. And yeah, I feel like, I hope I made some new fans. It certainly felt like I did, so fingers crossed. What was the inspiration behind the new song? I think this is quite a personal one. I wrote it during a time when I hadn't been very well for quite a while. I was having some quite nasty ongoing health things, and an operation, and it was a long story, but I think there just came to a point where I no longer felt part of my body anymore. I'd gone from feeling like a complete human being to feeling like I was trapped inside a body that was working independently from me and was really letting me down, and I felt really betrayed by something that had always been part of me. There's a line in the song, "A passenger at my own wheel," and that's how I felt. And I'd kind of just I didn't feel like a woman anymore. I just didn't feel part of myself. So yeah, I wrote the song while I was feeling like that. It's a really hard thing to explain, I think, particularly if you haven't ever felt like that. And I think the medical system leaves you feeling like that as well sometimes, because you're just kind of catalogued and poked and prodded, and you start to feel like a car that's being fixed or something rather than a person. So that's kind of what this song is about. But I'm hoping that I think it can resonate with anyone who's ever felt out of control of their own body or disconnected from themselves in some way. And I would also like to say I'm no longer in that situation. So it's quite cathartic to get this song out, because it feels like I've let go of that little time of my life. So that's really nice. Yes, I'm going to be in Ireland in January as part of Tradfest. I'm doing Transatlantic Women at the National Stadium in Dublin. So do come along to that. And I'll be hopping over the border into Belfast as well while I'm there. But yeah, I'd like to come and do some other shows around Ireland, but that's the only Irish date I've got at the moment, in Dublin in January. So maybe come along to that. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, it's a funny one, and that's another one. I was a bit nervous about putting this song out because obviously Matches wasn't about me. It felt more about like a historical thing and more of a general theme. Whereas it's a strange one as an artist, because you write these songs in a period of your life and it's really personal. But actually I have to just keep reminding myself that it isn't, because the song is no more mine than it is yours. And I'm always a little bit wary of saying a song is about this, because it might be about that for me, but I think the special thing about music is you can listen to it and apply it to your own situation, which might be completely different, or find your own meaning in it. But yeah, it is a little bit. It always leaves you feeling quite vulnerable until I remind myself of that, and actually that then becomes quite freeing, because it's such a shared experience. I'm sure a lot of us have felt. So yeah. Where am I at? Will there be more live recordings of your tour next year? Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the Union Chapel album. There's still a few copies of that, actually. I don't know. I think they're still available somewhere. Yeah, I'd like to get some more live recordings. I guess we'll see if that's something we can make happen next year. I'm glad you like it, Lyra. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the great thing about music, isn't it? I feel like that when I'm putting it out there and seeing that you've enjoyed it. It's a nice thing for me to feel like I'm not alone in feeling things. And I think when we listen to songs, I know I listen. If you've gone through like a breakup or something, there's some songs that you just want to listen to about breakups. And I think we do that because it just reminds us that we've all felt the same things. It's always a shared thing. No, Richard, don't worry. I'm never going to stop playing smaller towns. All good. I'm playing Pocklington next year. I think that's quite a small town. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm glad you enjoyed Knutsford. That's a really nice night. I'm glad you're liking the production. That's Rob Ellis. So he produced the album, but he also did the drums. And he's done the drums for quite a lot of artists. His big collaboration was with PJ Harvey. He was her drummer for most of her career, I think. Actually, he's drummed for her. So yeah, he definitely brought so much to the album. And on this song, on Frightening Machines, he bought a stylophone. He was inspired by a David Bowie song. Is it the which song is it? Do Major Tom. I think it's that one. Anyway, he was inspired by that, and I've never seen a man so happy as Rob was with his stylophone. And that's the sound at the beginning. The do 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 do. You have to listen out to it, but that's a stylophone. And for anyone who doesn't know what a stylophone is, it's like a weird little magnetic instrument that you draw on with a pen, and it creates the sounds. Space Odyssey, that's the one. How's it to play the main? It's always lovely to play in Liverpool. Hi Stephen. Yeah, always lovely to play in Liverpool. I always get a lovely response there. I'm playing in the Tongue Auditorium next year, which I've never been to before. So that'll be exciting, somewhere new. Looking forward to that one. I would like to do some... at the moment I'm just going to focus on putting the album out in terms of doing like covers. I'll get the album out first. But then, yeah, maybe at some point. I have done a couple of covers in the past. Daniel Johnson's True Love Will Find You in the End. And they're nice little space fillers, but I do love writing and releasing my own music overall. I tend to play covers and stuff at home when I'm just sitting around and having a little jam. But yeah, maybe I'll put out one or two if it ever kind of feels right. Yes, Nottingham. For a wedding anniversary. That's nice. How long did the album take to record? I was in the studio for 3 weeks in total. I think it might have been 1 day short of 3 weeks. And we worked on it every day. Woke up, because I stayed there as well. So we literally woke up, rolled straight into the studio, and stopped at about 8 p.m. each day. It was really intensive. And then there was a little bit of post-production as well, with a few remote things coming in. But overall, yeah, it was about 3 weeks, and then maybe a couple of weeks afterwards going through post-production. So it was pretty... Before, but the 2 albums I've done before were recorded over weekends, over months. So it was a completely different way of working. But I really enjoyed it. You kind of get into that frame of mind, and once you're in it, you're in it. And that was... I got on really well with that, I think. It was just fun. I just felt really creative for 3 weeks. I'd quite like to go and do it again. But I need to write another album first, I suppose. One thing at a time. Thank you for all these kind comments. I'm trying to keep up. Just watching the matches video, and here I am. Yes, I don't do these very often. I'm not sure I'm a natural, but it's just weird not hearing you talk back. But then I think it'd be really noisy, wouldn't it, if we were doing that? So it's probably best to do it like this. I think I'm going to try and squeeze out another single before the album comes out. I think we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but maybe there'll be another one coming out in January. Who knows? I think that's probably the plan. And then the album comes out start of March, so that feels about right. At the moment, Timothy Rosen 4901, I'm going to be focusing on the tour in April and May, because it's like 20, I counted it the other day, I think it's 21 dates, or 20, maybe even more. So that's the most dates I've done. So I'm going to focus on those first, and get those selling out, hopefully. And then maybe we'll think about doing another tour, but that feels enough at the moment. Maybe, like I said, I might look at some European or Irish stuff at some point. We'll see how it goes. But I'll definitely have a few more festivals and things to announce before that as well. So, oh, that's really nice to hear about Belt on the River. Gave you a kick up the bum you needed to change your life. That's lovely. Yeah, I think we all need a bit more nature in our lives. It's all feeling a bit scary at the moment with just so much AI and all this sort of stuff. I feel like I'm hoping it's all going to swing the other way and we're all going to, maybe we all need to get canal boats and just go and escape back to nature for a little bit. But again, I'm glad that's why music's good, isn't it? It can give us that little escape. So that's really nice to hear. Thank you. Was music always going to be my path? No. And no, it's not the easiest option, and I do still sometimes wonder why I'm doing it, but then I remember it's because I love it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I think I've always thought if I wasn't going to do music, I'd do radio or some sort of journalism. I did an English degree. Anything involving words would be good for me, or graphic design. I always thought that'd be fun as well. I'd love to have a radio show or be a wildlife TV presenter. Just be Kate Humble. That's what I'd want to do. But no, I wasn't really sure. And music kind of happened by accident. Not by accident. I was playing and writing, but I never thought it would become the full-time career. But it just slowly, naturally started heading that way. And I kept pursuing it. And now here we are. It's not. I've always just said it's not the. Have on my gravestone, I took the scenic route. I say easy. Yeah, music's not the easiest path, but it is very scenic, and I do enjoy it. So, it's not something Christmassy. This is a little Romanian tipple made by my Romanian friend's dad. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's not palinka, but it's something similar. It's like a little plum. It's a bit like poutine, I suppose. It's like the Romanian version of poutine. I will listen to these cover ideas, thank you. Get some magpie friends. I mean, I'd love some magpie friends. If you've got any kicking about, that'd be really fun. A lot of singers like wildlife. They do. I wonder what the link is with music and I know quite a lot of musicians who like wildlife and the outdoors. I don't know. I mean, if I'm trying to write songs or feel creative, going for walks and stuff is the best thing for me. So maybe there's a connection there in terms of if you're creating stories and creating music, you need to be out and about and kind of finding stuff to write about. So maybe that naturally leads you to being outdoors. I don't know. Or creative souls. Man, I'd love some magpie friends. Yeah. I'd be an incredible wildlife show presenter. I would love that so much. Maybe if music fails, that's what I'll try and do. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd really enjoy it. Or I think actually I think I'd be good on QVC. Because as you can see, I'm really good at talking to myself for a long time. I reckon I could talk about an object for a good 20 minutes. Maybe I should be on some sort of 3 a.m. sales show. Hello, Scotland. Yes, nature and music are very good for mental health. What are the themes for the new record? I've been trying to think this. I feel like the last record, there was quite a definite theme of home and family. This one, I think the themes are a little bit broader. There's definitely a theme of kind of womanhood running through it. There's a song that's actually a love song to other women in the music industry. Obviously, Matches was about women who were accused of being witches. This one, even though it's not just as well, actually, the last lyrics are. This one's kind of about my own connection to being a woman. So that's probably a theme. I think overall, and the reason I called it These Frightening Machines is a lot of it is born out of me transitioning from my 20s and 30s to my 30s and just trying to figure out what the hell I'm meant to be doing next. And it's that sort of age where people start to kind of say what you should be doing, and you should be settling down and getting married and having babies and all that sort of thing. And I think that's quite a theme on the album as well. So the title, These Frightening Machines, is more just about the systems that we all find ourselves in. Whether that's built-in systems like the music industry, or love, that sort of thing. So I think it's a bit broader, but yeah, definitely feels like quite a transition, like coming of age sort of album for me in some ways. Oh, I'd love to do a guest slot on BBC Six Music. Yeah, if someone would like to push me for that, that'd be fantastic. So, I know, pretty vacant. I'd love to. I was actually at Wenlock Abbey last week. I went to go and watch Mark Radcliffe play and have a little catch up with Gabrielle, which was really nice. It's so magical at this time of year. I do recommend to you guys to keep an eye out for events that are happening at Wenlock Abbey. It's if you haven't been there, nothing quite prepares you for how special it is. It's an amazing place to be. Now I studied the Romantic poets at uni, so yeah, maybe that's, and I loved Blake, so I also loved Percy Shelley, so maybe that has had an influence. I do like reading poems. I've always said I tend to find that if I'm not reading, then I'm not writing either. It's a really distinct connection for me. Have to make sure if you're going to be putting words out, you're also putting words in. What time are we on? Oh, okay, got 8 minutes left. I'm looking forward to sharing this video with you. Does anyone else have any more questions specifically about this new song or about the video, or anything like that? Have I ever been starstruck when I met someone famous? I keep losing my voice. Have I ever been starstruck? I thought I was going to be starstruck with Johnny Flynn, actually, because I love him. But I think because we met in the studio and I knew we were going to be working together, actually by the time I met him it felt quite like we were just, I just got into business mode. And it was only after, actually no, I'll tell you what it was. I met him and it was absolutely fine. Obviously he's a lovely guy. And then we went into our vocal booths, and because we were recording a duet, I had my earphones on and he started singing, and that's when I was saying like, oh my god, it's Johnny Flynn, because up until that point it had been Johnny Flynn the guy, but then as soon as I heard him singing I was like, oh my god, it is actually Johnny Flynn, because his voice is so distinctive. So there was a little moment when I was like, whoa, what is happening? But yeah. Who made the costume for the video? That was made by Matty Davison, who directed and shot this video, and he's lovely. He made it out of scrap metal and all sorts of odds and ends, and it's really heavy. So it was really heavy, but it was his kind of idea. I'm seeing someone else asking about the ideas. We wanted to create that sense of, I wanted to give it a sense of kind of loneliness and isolation, because I think that's how you feel, like I said, when you've been unwell and you're in that position. You feel very isolated, and you feel very isolated even within yourself. You don't feel part of your body anymore. So we wanted to create that sense of space, but also something heavy that you're carrying. And obviously the idea of the body being a machine rather than feeling human. It's a very dehumanising experience when you're unwell and you're having operations and that sort of thing. So I think it was Matty's idea to create this big metal cape that almost, I like the fact that in the video I almost look like not driftwood because it's metal, but like scrap that's been washed up by the sea. And because that's kind of how you feel, a bit washed up and not really human anymore. So that was his idea. But yeah, you'll see it in there, that me dragging it across the sand. We actually had to stop filming at regular intervals because my hands were changing colour. I was losing circulation. No, Matty did such a good job on making that, and it meant I didn't have to act about looking like I was really dragging something along, because I was really dragging it along. So yeah, the people of Porthcawl got a real show that day. What's my favourite thing about the video? I think I like the way that the song itself feels quite dreamy. Obviously, I know it's quite a sad song, but I also feel like it feels quite kind of dreamy and surreal, which is, again, how you feel in that situation. I think it starts to feel... I want it to feel like kind of splintering and disintegrating, and because that's how you feel at the time. You feel very disassociated from yourself. And I think the video's really captured that. I think putting it into black and white, and with the way the sand was blowing everywhere, it feels almost like a dream, and I like that kind of dreamscape that we've come up with for that one. How are we doing for time? 4 minutes. So when I end this chat, you'll be automatically redirected to the music video. What's my favourite line in a song? Any song? Let's say it's about this song. Because I don't know how I'd think about that now. But my favourite line in this song is probably is the start of the second verse, where it's stripped down this engine for parts. I have to confess, it's a bit of a mess, but still every morning it starts, because I don't want the song to be a total bummer, and it does. And it's amazing what people can just go through the worst things. I'm not saying that's me, because I was nowhere near as bad as a lot of people, but people do just go through the worst stuff and somehow keep going. And the body is a machine in that sense. We are machines. We can really push through. Honourable mention for the cheese plant. Yeah. This was, I can't turn the camera around anymore because I've got all of my pants drying on an airer, that side of me. I don't really want to share that with the internet. But yeah, this was my friend's cheese plant that she split. It was a little baby and it's just grown enormous. Look at it. Oh, there's a sock. A lilting rhythm of the new song. Yeah, it is 3/4. And that was another thing Rob Ellis said at the start. He was like, we need to get you writing some 4/4 songs, because a lot of mine are in 3/4. And apparently that's like the folky rhythm. So maybe the next single will be in 4/4. Who knows? Golden Age of singer-songwriters. I'd like to think so. Thank you, Howard. I need some WD-40 for my body. Do I write lyrics or music first? You know what? People always ask that, and I'm never completely sure. It can be a bit of a mix. Often I have loads of lyrics on my phone, like loads of ideas, on my notes app, of the little scraps of things that I think, I might write about that. But let me show you. But then they don't necessarily make it into songs. So I've got this, like, these are all just like lines and ideas for things. But then I have to find the right song to fit those lyrics. And sometimes the lyrics then change because of the song I've put them to. So I think it's quite in tandem, to be honest. The idea comes first of a theme, and then everything else follows. Right, we've only got 1 minute. So thank you for joining me on this. I'm going to be ending this very shortly. And then we're all going to be over in the video premiere. So please let me know what you think of the video. Thanks again to Matty, who I think might even be in this room, for doing the video. He's done such an amazing job. But yeah, thanks for all the support. Really appreciate it. If you haven't pre-ordered the album, you know what to do. Let me know what you think. And if you have any more comments or questions, leave them on the YouTube video or over on Instagram and things. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys maybe next week at a gig in Barrow in the library, or if not, I'll see you on tour next spring. But yeah, appreciate you spending time with me this evening. Cheers. Lots of love.